Cinémoi presents SuperModels Du Monde, the ultimate supermodel series. We're counting down 100 extraordinary catwalkers from every corner of the planet, from the land down under to the Far East. We're ranking each region's most stunning strutters.
Get to know Anais.
You can see yourself with extreme makeover. This is before and after. It's really cool.
Jessica.
Never got the attention of any boys in high school. And now when I go back, they're all kind of kicking themselves, which makes me feel good.
Heather.
I still live in Canada, but I work mostly in New York and Paris.
Irina.
I still love writing music and composing. It's my passion, and I'm trying to do both things, work on my modeling and my music.
Alana.
I used to work at a restaurant in Canada and I got scouted.
Daria.
I've been sailing since I was 9. It's such an escape from everything.
Linda.
I didn't go from rags to riches. I came up gradually. I wasn't an overnight star.
And Coco.
It's been my real name forever, except when I was really young.
Watch and find out which of these 8 Canadian girls is #1 on our list. And to kick off the countdown at number 8, it's Anais.
Hi, my name is Anais Pouliot. I've been modeling for a while, full-time I'd say about 2 years, but modeling for longer than that. But it was in Canada and I was still in high school. It was just for fun in the beginning. I started by just going to an agency because everyone, when I was shopping when I was younger, were saying, oh, you should start modeling, you're tall, you're slim. So just went to see an agency in Montreal and they immediately took me, and that's how I started. I like it very much. I enjoy doing this job. I know that not a lot of people can do it. And I really appreciate all the experiences I get from this and the fact that we can travel everywhere and meet so many people.
The perfectly pouty beauty has left chilly Canada in her tracks, and now she relishes her international career.
Tokyo, I don't think I would have been there if I wouldn't be a model. Paris, maybe not right now, probably later in my life. Same thing for Milan. New York, yes, because it's near from Montreal, but other destinations, I probably wouldn't have been there if I wouldn't be a model. It looks easy, but it's not always easy. During Fashion Week, you barely sleep and tired, you're not eating well because you're eating there and there, and it's really tiring, and sometimes it can be really long hours, but that's a negative part of it, but there's also a really positive part of it. It's like any other job, but it's different, of course. I have nothing going through my mind when I'm walking on the runway. I'm concentrating and it feels nice. You feel the adrenaline going through your body, and I just love it. I just love to go on the runway.
Anais appreciates the transformative nature of the modeling business.
You can see yourself with extreme makeover from one thing to the other, and you can completely look different, which is nice. For example, they do hair and makeup. We're supposed to look like what they want us to look like, and of course it transforms us, and that's really nice to see before and after. It's really cool.
At number 7, it's doll-faced Heather Marks. Heather has been leaving her mark on Fashion Week since she was just a teen. We met this Canadian stunner early in her career.
There's an agent back in Canada where I'm from who came up, scouted me, and kind of asked me if I wanted to model. That was actually a couple of years ago, and I wasn't really interested. And then come May, I was kind of, I had just got my braces off, it's ready, so started. I still live in Canada. Well, I mean, I'm there as much as I can be, which is still not very much, but I work mostly in New York and Paris. And I like to go back home, go see my friends, be a normal kid, just hang out. I snowboard when I'm back home because I live in Calgary, which is right beside the Rocky Mountains, so It's a lot more laid back. Like, I mean, where I'm from particularly, fashion isn't the biggest thing. I guess everyone, when they think modeling, you know, they think glamour, and it's a lot harder than I ever thought it would be. It's, you know, you work such long hours. You definitely get really lonely, you know, when you're working such long hours, you go back to your hotel or wherever you're staying, there's no one there, you know, you kind of get sick of talking to your family and friends over the phone. I definitely want to finish school at some point, but kind of just, you know, play it by ear, see what happens. It's kind of, you never know what to predict in this career, so.
Coming in at number 6, it's small town girl Alana. It didn't take long for Alana Zimmer to captivate the fashion industry. Prior to her modeling career, the 5'11" Canadian beauty was working at a restaurant. She left with more than a few tips.
I used to work at a restaurant in Canada and I got scouted. I'm from like a really small town in Canada, so I didn't know anything about modeling, about fashion. I didn't ever read Vogue or anything like that. I kind of thought, why not? Like, I was finishing school that year and everything, so I thought, well, I might as well give it a shot. They told me, like, oh, you can make a lot of money, that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm thinking of going to college and taking out loans, so I thought, why not? I'm probably going to go to school for nursing or something like that. It is a very big change, but it's what I'm interested in. Learning a lot. It's been a really interesting experience. Traveling and meeting different people like all over the world. You get to meet so many different kinds of people, see so many different places. It's really amazing. I just try to get as much sleep as I possibly can. Nothing else really. I can't think of any other tricks, Josie's. It's kind of hard, you know. It's really great, but at the same time you don't sleep a lot. You're running around all day. It's very stressful. You're away from home, you're away from everyone, and that's the hardest part probably.
Alana's parents are pleased with their daughter's successful modeling endeavors.
They're very proud of me, they're very interested in everything, very supportive. It's been really good. I really do miss them, but I get to go home a lot, so it's nice. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the life of a model was supposed to be like or anything like that, so it's definitely fulfilled my expectations.
Taking the number 5 spot, it's quirky Canadian Irina. Her unquestionably distinctive features, including signature blunt bangs, give Irina a 60s sensibility. The eccentric Canadian, by way of Romania, has a rock chick vibe and a cool attitude to match. Her backstory is as unique as her look.
I got some help from a friend of mine that was a model, and she put me into an agency, and that's how it all started.
Well, it wasn't exactly that simple. Irina is an ex-member of a notorious Brit band, and her friend happens to be the iconic Kate Moss.
My friend, actually one of my friends, Kate Moss, edited the French Vogue issue of December, and she had to handpick the girl she wanted to put in it. I was fortunate enough that she slid me in there, and it was kind of like my big break. The band was called the Libertines, then got changed of the Baby Shambles after having a couple of difficulties and disagreements, I guess, among us. We decided to split up, and now I'm doing solo work. I still love writing music and composing. It's my passion, and I'm trying to do both things, working on my modeling and my music at the same time. It's hard, but I'm up for the challenge. Well, I think what's great also about modeling is you can be a very successful model and people don't track you down or recognize you necessarily on the street. You can have a pretty normal life. You know, models, I think, who pretty much, you know, we do our shoots, we do our shows, but it's, you know, it's not like he was in the time of Christy, Naomi, and Kate, where they were everywhere and they were the show. Which I think is good that now, you know, it's supposed to be about the clothes and not necessarily about the models.
Though she may not be a one-name wonder, Irina's fashion celebrity continues to grow. The humble style star keeps her ego in check with a mature outlook on the fame game.
I think you shouldn't do anything with the idea of because you want to be famous. I think that's a bit of a weird concept. I think you can't go to your head. You know, obviously. I mean, we're not saving the world. We're not finding a cure for cancer. There's doctors and lawyers and politicians out there that have very serious, you know, stressful jobs. Modeling is fun. You know, it's about clothes. It's about dressing up. It's about style. You know, it's about our culture, I think, today is, and it should be fun. It's exciting, it's great, it's a job.
Landing at number 4, it's lovely, leggy Daria. The road to getting here was not easy, but Daria's perseverance and undeniable beauty have been rewarded.
I started when I was 14. My best friend in elementary school, her mom started up an agency in Toronto, so I ended up joining up with her. So basically I just worked in Canada until I finished high school and then went to New York right after. This is my second season doing it in this field, like, to this extent. It's definitely a lot less glamorous than it seems. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of hours, a lot of flying, a lot of loneliness, a lot of hotel rooms and living out of a suitcase. So it's hard work. It's a lot of hard work. I was at a fitting till 5:30 in the morning last night, so very low on sleep. You meet incredible people, incredibly talented people, creative people, and you get to see the world. The things that I've learned in the last 6 months doing this, I could have never learned in my first year of university, for example. I went to art school in high school, so I definitely want to continue in something in that. So maybe interior design or industrial design or interior decorating or something like that.
Between hectic fashion seasons, Daria keeps busy at sea. She shared her favorite pastime.
I've been sailing since I was 9. It's passed on from my father, who was a passionate sailor since he was a kid, so my whole family got into it. I used to race a lot. I used to go down to Miami and do regattas, and it is one of the only things I can do to really relax. It's such an escape from everything. Eventually what I want to do is start a charity somehow involved in sailing, like a children's aid or something like that eventually. Everyone has been such a pleasure to work with. We've been having such a great time.
At number 3 on the countdown, it's fab feisty Coco. When she landed in the modeling spotlight in 2006, this Canadian beauty seemed to become an overnight success. Now a recognizable face, she also has a familiar fashion name.
I'm Coco Rocha. No, it wasn't from the fashion industry. It's been my real name forever, except when I was really, really, really young. And that's where the rumors come from.
But those rumors are just speculation about Coco's given name.
That is a secret.
Well, we've heard her real name is Michaela, but we think Coco's cuter anyway.
It was a French endearment, mon petit Coco. It's like my little sweetheart, so yeah, so cute. It's been since forever that I even remember. Coco.
Coco?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not your name.
It is so my name.
That is not your
Ask
name.
my
Show me your
mom.
passport.
The pouty Canadian didn't plan on a modeling career, but is taking her newfound fame in stride.
It feels different, I guess. It's normal. I got started at a dance competition. Yeah, it's Irish dancing. There was an agent, my mother agent, who his daughter danced and came up to me at a certain dance competition that started. And the rest is history. I'm liking it. It's much different than anything planned for the future that I thought, but I guess it's the clothes, yes, the free clothes. No, it's also, I guess, the glamour and the fun to meet everyone from different countries, different places. Yeah. I particularly like the shows, just because it's a form of entertainment, I guess, in a certain way, like dance. So, yeah, it's stage presence. I don't know.
But modeling also comes with a downside.
The lack of sleep. Last night, 3 hours of sleep. Be high on energy.
Just 18 years young at the time, Coco jokingly predicted the length of her still thriving modeling career.
Till they say I'm old and ugly. 25, 23.
In our number 2 slot, it's sometimes one-name wonder, Jessica.
I guess they call me Stam these days.
It's not unusual for a model to change the length of her locks, but in 2005, when Jessica disappeared and Stam emerged in her place, inquiring minds wanted to know what was going on.
Stam is my last name, and I guess it's just, to kind of make, just to give me a more unique name than Jessica. So. And it was kind of a nickname in high school, too. My stage name, yeah.
Her name change may be unusual, but Stam's story is not.
I was with my family at a coffee shop, and a woman came up to me and gave me her business card, and she's a model scout and manager, so she manages me today still. I thought she was a little bit crazy, but I mean, I was excited, I didn't really know anything about modeling, but I just thought it was kind of cool and gave her a call. My mom gave her a call the next day. I'm from Canada, and I grew up like 2.5 hours from Toronto in a town called Kincardine, and I was in Toronto one day and coming back home and stopped in to get some coffee, and that's when it all happened. I've been modeling for about 3 years now. I started when I was just turning 16, and now I'll be turning 19 soon. So the first campaign that kind of kicked off my career, I guess, was Miu Miu, and then I did Prada and Dolce & Gabbana and Anna Sui and Kenzo and BCBG, CK1, Bulgari, a lot. Yeah, quite a bit. First it was crazy, I guess, seeing myself, but in magazines. But I mean, it's kind of, I'm kind of used to it now, but it's really cool though, When you see yourself on like a huge billboard in New York City, it's like, you're like, what? It's crazy.
Modeling was not Jessica's first priority growing up.
I never thought about it. I mean, I grew up on a farm, like, I didn't really, I never really went to the city, like, I never really considered it, possible. I never really considered it a possibility. Well, I was just finishing up high school when I started to get serious about it, and so I had to take a little break, and I'm finishing up through correspondence. Never got the attention of any boys in high school, and now when I go back, they're all kind of kicking themselves, I'm sure. It makes me feel good. I guess the best things about modeling would be like the travel and the experience you get, like meeting people, and I guess just, I don't know, I mean, you get to see the world at such a young age and you're really taken care of, you know, you really get spoiled, which, you know, can hurt you also if you're not careful, because you can get, like, too spoiled. But, you know, I mean, it's a good experience. It's fun, you know. You get to have a good time. You know, you can't really complain too much about this business. You know, we're very lucky.
And finally, at number 1, Canadian supermodel Linda.
I went through a lot to get where I am, and I appreciate it.
Once known as the supermodel who was quoted as saying she wouldn't get out of bed for less than $10,000 a day, Linda Evangelista's chameleon-like beauty has made her a fortune of over $25 million.
I didn't go from rags to riches. I came up gradually. I wasn't an overnight star. It took me a few years to get going. I worked every day, but I didn't do genius things right from the beginning.
After entering a Miss Teen Niagara pageant at age 15, Linda was spotted by a modeling agent, and her legendary career began. But it was Linda's desire to keep changing that has made her the ultimate muse to the fashion world. The fall 2003 season marked a return to the runway for Linda, one of the most famous faces in the world.
It's been over 5 years since I've been on the runway, and it's very emotional and fun. It was a lot of fun. And it was an honor to come back, my first show to do for Dolce & Gabbana.
Linda she's in my heart, in my mind, in my pencil during all the year. She's an icon, not just for Dolce & Gabbana, I think for many people.
And she has been making surprise appearances on runways since.
This was an absolute pleasure. It has to be a pleasure, and this was a pleasure. You know, it's okay to not see me all the time. The younger generation is doing just fine. I think they're a pleasure to watch. You know, fashion is about change and new. And it's going to happen with models also, and I understand that. But there's still a place for me. I still have to wear clothes.